to Much Ado About Gaming. My name is Jessa Rose, and I am your host, and I am so excited for the holiday season. I love the holidays. I love, the food and getting together with family, and I'm not a cold person, but I actually really enjoy watching the snow, so like sitting on my couch under a blanket with a mug of hot chocolate and just watching the snow is like amazing. So I am so excited for the holidays. I hope you are too. Having a safe holiday, but I'm very, very excited. And today, and for the next few weeks on the show, we're actually really excited. I am going to be bringing you, give me 1 second here. I am going to be bringing you a list of wonderful games that you can give to others as holiday gifts. Friends, family, we're gonna have a show for, gamers who are really into gaming and really want something, crunchy and heavy, and we'll have a show about games that are great for beginners and everything like that. And this week, we are going to be talking about great family games. Games that, if you're a parent, you can give to your family that your kids will really enjoy and that you'll enjoy, or, games that if, you give to your nieces and nephews, or you have a family in your life that you really care about, that you want to give them a great game as a gift. That's what we are going to be discussing today, and I'm really excited. We have some great games here to show off. So I'm very excited. So we are just gonna dive right in with our feature presentation. The first game that we are going to start with in our holiday games feature is Muntu. Now, Muntu is an awesome family game. It's perfect for families. If you watched the last episode of the show, I actually interviewed Tim Blank, the designer of Muntu, so definitely go check that out if you really want to learn a lot more about this game. But what Muntu is it's a 2 to 5 player game inspired by African folklore. And in the game, players are tribal leaders trying to lead their people to prosperity. And the way they do that is by moving across a board of African animals who each have their own special abilities. So it's really, really cool. You can kind of see in the pictures what the gameplay actually looks like. It has each animal is worth a different amount of points, and that can actually change during the game, and that's pretty cool. But the animals all have different abilities. You have, the flamingo, who can actually fly up onto the board and move to the space of any other flamingo, or the rhinoceros, who charges in any one direction. So they're really thematic. It's really fun. It's great if you have a family that loves animals, you have kids that are really into animals. It's fun to discover all the different things that the animals can do. And that's what I really love about Muntu. It's a great way to also learn strategic gameplay. It's very simple mechanically. It's very, very easy to learn, but there's a lot of complexity in there. And so, if you want to start teaching your kids more complex games, but, you don't want to overwhelm them, or if you want a game that you can really enjoy the depth and strategy of, but your kids will enjoy the simplicity and the theme of, Muntu is a great pick. Think of it like a kind of a step up from Checkers in the complexity department. It feels similar, but it's a lot more thematic, obviously, and it's I find it a lot more fun. It's also really cool because a lot of the details in the game that Tim included are actually actual details about the Bakongo tribe in Central Africa, which is Central Africa's largest tribe. So if you're looking for something that has a little bit of an educational element and, you kind of want to introduce your family to that, that's also really cool in there, and you'll learn a lot. It's really fun. I love it. Muntu is $39.99, and it is available at shop.wizkids.com online, or, as we highly recommend, contact your friendly local game store. See if you can pick it up there. It's a great choice. I definitely recommend it. A+. Muntu. Pick it up. Love it. Love the animals. So much fun. The art's also really gorgeous. I just want to talk about the art for a second. Sorry about the reflection. But the art for the animals it feels very thematic. Unfortunately, games, guitars, and gore, I don't know anything about HeroClix. I can't really answer that at the moment, but, if you reach out on our Facebook, or if you, you know, keep an eye out on our social media. I'm sure that you'll have an answer for that very, very soon. So yeah, definitely check out the Muntu. Let's move on to our next game, which is Stampede. Now, Stampede is another game that also features African animals, as you can see, and Stampede is a lot of fun. It's a 2 to 6 player game featuring a stamp collecting theme. Which, you know, stamp collecting isn't a hobby you think about a lot, but this actually makes it seem really fun and interesting, and I kind of want to get into stamp collecting now because of how much fun I've had with this game. In the game, players are stamp collectors looking to fill up their album with animal stamps, and the gameplay is really simple. On your turn, you draw a card from the draw pile, and then you play a card into your stamp album, and activate whatever that card's ability is. It's very, very straightforward, really easy to learn, so it's great, again, for kids who are still trying to learn, you know, how to play games. But the abilities of the cards do vary, so they can affect anything from your stamp album, which is where you play your cards to and where you're going to determine whether or not you've won the game at the end of your turn. Or they can affect your hand, which you'll always have a hand of 3 cards, or they can also affect the center stamp exchange area, which is a kind of a face-up area that features additional stamps, and you can play into and impact that as well. So, for example, the lion, which is considered the most powerful card in the game, allows you to swap a card that's already in your own stamp album with a card from an opponent's stamp album. Or there's also the rhino, which allows you to swap your hand of 3 cards with the top 3 cards of the draw pile, and then you get to determine where in the draw pile you put the cards that were in your hand before. So there's lots of different ways that the cards can be used, lots of different combinations of how you can play, and at the end of the game, the way you win is you have 5 of the same animal stamp in your stamp area, in your album, or you have all 9, I don't know why I forgot the number 9, all 9 distinct animals. However, there is an animal stamp that actually has a unique win condition. That is the parrot. The parrot's really cool because instead of collecting 5 stamps of the parrot to win, you only have to collect 4. So when you're playing, you see someone who seems to be hoarding parrots, you know, you might want to watch out for them because they might be well on their way to winning the game. And that's kind of how Stampede plays. That's kind of a basic, you know, piece of info about Stampede. And again, it's so simple to learn. It has gorgeous, colorful art. The symbology is really simple, so it'll be really easy for kids to remember what each thing does. It does have reference cards that you'll be able to use while you're playing, so you can use that also as a way to figure out what's going on in the game. Great one for families. Great for family game night. You know, it can introduce your family to strategic games without spending hours teaching rules. And I really love it. And another really cool thing about this game is that on WizKids.com there is a free print and play mini expansion, and the mini expansion allows you to turn the game into a tournament. So at the end of every game, the animal stamp that won the game gets taken out of the ways you can win. And so it makes it a little more challenging as you play, because suddenly, you know, giraffes won the first round of the tournament. Well, you can't win with giraffes anymore. So it adds a little more extra strategy. It's really fun, and it's a free expansion. Why not pick that up? So you can pick that up at wizkids.com words are hard, /Stampede. Definitely check it out. Stampede itself, the game, is $19.99, and it's available at shop.wizkids.com or at your friendly local game store. Definitely shop local if you can. It's very important, you know, support small businesses. Absolutely. Our next game, one I really love, one I'm really excited to talk about, and I'm hoping I can get the designers on the show soon because I really love this game. It's so much fun. That is Kibble Scuffle! Kibble Scuffle. Oh, yeah, and unfortunately, part of the box is green, and so it's cutting out with my green screen, but you saw it over here. Kibble Scuffle is awesome. It is a game about feeding cats. Who doesn't love cats? It is a great game for the family that revolves around everyone's favorite fluffy friends. Try saying that 3 times fast. It's a 2 to 4 player game where you'll compete to earn points by feeding the most cats. I'm so sold on this theme. I think it's great. I think it's so much fun. On each turn, players are going to place their cat cards at various food bowls, and then they resolve the cat's abilities. The cats have various abilities. They can move cats to other bowls, allow that cat to eat extra food cubes when, you know, the cats start eating, and more. And once there are 5 cats at any given food bowl, the feeding phase begins and scoring will take place, and then a new round starts. Now, one of the most exciting, coolest things about this game, and you've already seen it if you've been watching my little image slideshow here, is the box. Now, I'm sure you're like, Jessa, what's wrong with you? It's a box. What could be so exciting about a box? Well, look at that. I'm going to show you that. The box can be used as a cat food box to pour the food cubes. How cool is that? How much fun is that? You can pour food cubes out of the box, and I'm going to show you how it works. So I'm taking the box. I'm sorry that it's kind of cutting out with the green screen, but I'm taking the box and I'm opening it, and all you do when you're setting up the game is you remove the components from the box. You know, you take out the cards to get started playing, and, you know, take out the cards. That was more cards, I promise. I know it just looked like a white blob, but it was more cards. You take out the insert, which again is cutting out with my green screen, so I apologize. And all the food cubes come in these little Ziplocs. So you take them, you pour them into the box, like so. I'm so excited for showing this off. Every time I get to show this off, it's like my favorite thing, because it's so much fun, and it's so silly, and it just adds a little extra kind of fun to the game that you wouldn't normally have. So once you have all your food cubes in the box, you put the lid back on, right? Put the lid back on, and you shake it in, and then you have this little tab that opens up here, and I'm going to show you using the insert. You just pour the food cubes out of the box, and there you have food cubes. And I just dropped a food cube. Don't drop them. They're really not that easy to drop. I'm just clumsy. But it allows you to randomize the food cubes in play a little bit easier than, you know, just randomly pulling them out of a bag. It adds a little bit more flavor. It makes it a little bit more immersive, which I think is really fun, because it's a game about feeding cats. It does, you know what, Shere Khan, it reminds me of the Aristocats too, and that was one of my favorite movies growing up, and so that kind of sent me back. It was definitely a big hit of nostalgia, and I love that too about it. It's such a great game. Now, it does have, as you saw the food cubes, it does have smaller parts, so if you're a family with younger children, you may, you know, want to consider that when you're picking it up, but if you love cats, if you have cats, if you want to have cats but you can't have cats, this is a great way to get the experience of having cats. Hello, Gaming Rules! Thank you for visiting and saying hello. We love having you here. I hope you are doing great. But Kibble Scuffle is absolutely a fabulous option for a family game as a gift. It's a great gift. It's fun. It's quirky. It's got cool stuff going on, and you're gonna love just spending hours pouring the food cubes out of the box. At least I do. It's a fun thing to do when you're bored. You know, just, here, I can feed my imaginary cats. And it's really fun. Also, another really cool thing is that the cards actually kind of almost line up to form like a big long image. It's not perfect, but it is a cool thing to check out. But yes, Kibble Scuffle, it is $19.99. It's also a great price considering what you're getting. Absolutely, if you love cats, if you love family games about cats, pick this one up. Shop.wizkids.com or your friendly local game store. Both will definitely have it. Next up! That was much louder than I intended. The Great Cake Escape. So, guys, I love cake. I love desserts. I love sweets. And the cake that is part of this game that I'm going to talk about is so delicious looking. I remember when we were pulling the art for the game together and we first saw the cake, I was like, oh my gosh, I want to eat that. And I thought about just baking my own version of the cake just to have it. Maybe I'll do that one day for a special episode. I will just make cake that looks like Great Cake Escape, and we can eat it while we play Great Cake Escape on the show. That seems like a really fun idea. Maybe I will do that. I'm gonna put that in the back of my mind. But Great Cake Escape. Great Cake Escape is a 2 to 4 player. It's kind of like a dexterity game. It's really, really fun. In the game, you are a devious baker trying to help some prisoners escape, and the way you do that is you are hiding tools inside the cake that you are sending to the local penitentiary. So the tools kind of vary in sizes. You have chainsaws, you have shovels, and they all come in different sizes, and you're trying to sneak your tools into the cake while pushing your opponent's tools out of the cake. And depending on the size of the tool, each tool is worth a different amount of points. So at the end of the game, you want to have it hidden inside the cake, tools valuing the most points over everyone else, and the player with the most points wins. However, at the end of the game, before you do final scoring, the cake is inspected by the guards, and the most visible tool in each layer is taken out. So, you know, you could have a chainsaw, and, you know, you're confident you have the most points, but then the chainsaw gets taken out because it is the most visible in each layer. Now, you're looking at this 3D cake, and you're like, Jessa, how does that work? How does, you know, games with 3D elements can be such a pain sometimes because you have to, you know, take them out and build them, and it takes forever, and it can be a nightmare, and I understand that. Trust me. But Cake Escape is actually pretty great because it's almost pre-built. I literally built this copy for the first time this morning, and it took less than 2 minutes. So the cake layers come in the box nested in each other like this, and they nest in each other like this for storage as well. And the game comes with these tabs, and I will show you. And they comes with these little tab things. And all you do is, these come on a punch board that comes with the game, so you just put them in the little thing. And then you put them like that, and that takes like 2 seconds. They slot in really nicely. And then you are just gonna go and you set, I'm gonna try and show you this. You set each layer in like this. Of course it's not cooperating now, because why would it? I did it this morning and it was so easy, and I've done it before. So they just slot right in like that. They're secure. And then you do the same thing with the top layer, and like, it's really, really easy. It's really simple. It's really straightforward, and bam, your cake is assembled. How quick was that? How easy was that? It's so easy. It's so fast, and you know, you can see the little kind of space under each layer of the cake so that you can put the tools in the cake, and then game is over, you want to put it away. Done. 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 Game's ready to go back into the box. It doesn't take forever, which is really nice. Words are hard. The game is great. It's fun, it's lighthearted, it's silly, it's, you know, I would say it's a great game for teenagers, with how straightforward it is, but having 3D elements that are that simple to open and put away, and having such a fun, quick game. It's a very quick game. It's like 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. So having something like that and having it not be too daunting to assemble is such an awesome bonus to what is already kind of a fun, silly game. That's great. Like, this is the kind of game that I would have loved playing at home with my mom as a kid, because it's quirky and kitschy and fun. And so I highly recommend it, and maybe one day I will bake this cake for all of you to show you, and then I will eat it on stream, and it will be great, and we will play Cake Escape, and it'll be so much fun. This game is $29.99, which is also a great price considering you're getting an entire 3D cake. Like, come on, that's awesome. And you can get it at your friendly local game store or online. Great Cake Escape. Also being eaten by my green screen. So definitely check it out. And next up, we have WWE Cage Battle. Now, My family likes WWE. I like WWE. If your family likes WWE, then Cage Battle is going to be a great hit with your family. And who wouldn't love to bring the experience of watching your favorite superstars battling it out to your tabletop? It'd be so much fun. Can you, Shere Khan, I'm seeing your question. I'm not quite sure I understand. Can you clarify a little bit what you mean? Who reprised the guards on the rules? Oh, who kind of represents the guards? Is that what you're asking? It's kind of whoever. I don't think there is a specific person. It's just everyone looks at the cake and tries to find the most visible part in each layer. But WWE Cage Battle. This is a 2 to 4 player dice flicking family game. It features your favorite WWE superstars, as you can see on the cover, and they are awesome. And it is a 10-minute game, and players are going to take turns flicking custom dice representing their favorite superstars across the ring, trying to beat them into submission or knock them out of the ring. So it's really fun. It's really thematic. And what's really cool about this is that when you're flicking dice, now flicking dice games, a lot of the things that you hear is, oh, I don't want to flick dice across my kitchen table. They're going to get everywhere. But in this game, you don't have to worry about that because you're flicking the dice in the box. So as you can see, this is what the box looks like. And when you flick the dice, they go inside the box, and there's these little holes where the dice can kind of fall through to the inside of the box, so you don't have to worry about, unless you have someone who's like really flicking them, you don't really have to worry about things flying off the box. It will all stay inside and stay neat. You're not going to be hunting under the table for dice every 5 seconds, and that's really cool. So, you know, you can stage rematches. You can do John Cena versus Roman Reigns, or Charlotte Flair versus Sasha Banks. If you want to recreate those in the game, you can. You can do completely new matchups. There are so many superstars featured in this game. I think it's 16. I'm trying to find it. I wrote it down. 16. There are 16 superstars in this game. So many to choose from. Each of them has custom dice. You can see right here, apologize about the sun, but they're all really cool. They're all different colors. Super fun. Absolutely love it. I highly recommend this game. It is similar to another game we've released called Kung Fu Zoo, but this one, I like this one a lot because it does feature the WWE superstars, so I can feel like, you know, a super awesome, cool person. So if you're a family that, you know, your way of bonding is watching WWE, or, you know, going to when, you know, things weren't quite so pandemic-y. That's not a word. Before the pandemic, if you went as a family to WWE events and you want to kind of feel like you're still going to that and still having fun with that, this is a great game. This is a game for you. You will absolutely love it. I highly, highly recommend it. Definitely check it out. And it is available now, so you can pick it up at your friendly local game store or online. So yeah, you can see what the 16 different superstars are right now. You can see, you know, there's a lot of them. They're all different. They're all really fun. Get this game. It's so much fun. I really like it. Yeah, it's $29.99. Definitely pick it up. And that is WWE Cage Battle. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope that, you know, with the beginning of the holiday season, even if it's a little bit more challenging this year because you're not quite able to see family the same way you normally would, that you are still able to enjoy yourself. You know, you can play things virtually, you can talk virtually. Shere Khan, you have nothing to apologize for, don't worry. You're all good. I love having you here, so, you know, ask as many questions as you want. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm watching the YouTube chat. That's why I don't pre-record, so that I can answer your questions while I'm live. Guys, thank you. I hope you are having a wonderful day. Next week, we will be showing off great tabletop game gift picks. That's hard to say. We're going to be showing off gift picks that are games that you can play remotely. So they're games that, you know, you can get a copy and play it virtually via Zoom so that you can connect with your friends and family, even if you can't be in the same household, and you can enjoy a game night together. And I'm so excited to show you what those games are. If you have any questions, please post them in the chat, in the comments, you know, shoot us a message on Facebook. I'm happy to answer. We love you guys. I love you guys. I hope you're having a great day. Hope you're having a great week. And I will see you next Tuesday. Oh, and definitely tomorrow, watch V's show, Mini Mayhem. She has a great show set up. And talk to you soon. Goodbye.